something that we've talked about in various times in the past is this
Mhm.
attrition of that associations seem to suffer, where actually it's kind of this break-even equilibrium that we try to do every
Yeah,
year is bring in new because all these other people are leaving.
yeah,
And it kind of everyone seems to stay the same in terms of relatively the same in terms of numbers. So that attrition, you're looking for more value, it sounds like,
yeah.
and trying to keep those people who might not be as interested in competing as they once were. Is that right?
Yeah, I think if creating a community, right? And I think I'm a big fan of sports. I don't think that's any secret. If we look at the sports model of how we build teams and build organizations and build cultures, and recognize that as disciplined and high quality professional athletes tend to be, we also recognize that it's an entertainment product, and that's why me, the fan, spends the money on the things to go to the games and whatnot. So when it relates that to pipe band, we have to recognize that we too have an entertainment product that people want to come and watch or be a part of. And if there's no value in it or there's no positive experience that comes out of that, people will walk away from it. Um, so that's part of the thought process behind running an event that we can sort of market is we got to make it exciting and entertaining and something that people want to come back to and be a part of. And recognize that we do have an entertainment value to what we do. And for the people who are not necessarily a part of that, when we can create performance opportunities for them, whether it's in the community, finding a parade opportunity or a concert opportunity or a chance to go play at a home or a legion or whatnot, that we have a role to do in that, and we can help facilitate that in a lot of.
All right. One thing before we were talking, Ian, you talked about getting more proactive with some of your members. Maybe talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I think one thing that we've done in the organization recently is change the conversation around the association, which is I think everybody can relate to the association as being a thankless job, a job where meetings are held behind closed doors. And our approach has been recently to go out to bands and ask them, like, how can we help? Show up at a band practice and say, is there anything you need assistance with? How can we as association be of assistance to you? And I think while early in that process, we're starting to see some results in that. And I think if we can change the culture and the conversation around the association and its role with pipe bands, we might have a better buy-in to a lot of changes that might be coming in the future.
So, okay, let me get this straight, because it seems like such a novel, an obvious but novel idea. So people and the association and rules are going proactively into pipe band practices, let's say, and just reaching out to them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll preface this by saying our community is relatively small, so it's relatively easy to do that. Yes, we've been very proactive in doing that. And one thing, and I'll use a personal example, is last year, I'd said, if anybody needs a drummer, because we recognize that we're short drummers in the community, give me a call, and if I'm available, I will go. And and I got a call saying, we need a drummer for a parade in August. Would you be interested in coming and doing the parade? And I looked at my schedule and I was free, and I haven't done a walking parade down a street in who knows how long. And I said, yeah, I'll go and do it. And I went and played this parade, and I went and hung out with a bunch of fresh faces I'd never seen before. And it was great. I had a blast, and realized how out of shape I was. Um, but if we can help a band, whether it's through a performance or a fundraising idea or teaching a lesson on that night because they're short an instructor, then that's what we need to do for them.
That's great to hear. Hopefully there are a lot more people like you, Ian, out there who are, proactive and putting a team together who are reaching out to your members. What about Manitoba has got a rich tradition of Scottish heritage, going back, well over a century, of settlers and pipe bands and successful piping and
Yeah.
drumming in the province. But are there some unique challenges that the province of Manitoba faces? We talked about that with Barbara McDonald a little bit for Saskatchewan. What are your thoughts around some of those unique challenges that you're faced with in Manitoba?
The one thing I've been very deliberate about in the last year and a half is getting out into the community. We do have a rich Scottish culture, and I've spent some time with the St. Andrews Society of Winnipeg that has their own part of the community. And their leadership has started a Scottish Summit, which really brings together the Highland dancers, the pipe bands, the Scottish organizations, and puts them all around a table. We have a seat at that table. And right now, it's been a lot about like just coordinating and talking about sort of common problems. And in a lot of ways, walking around the table and introducing yourself to somebody who you had no idea had an interest in the Scottish community. And then being out in the public during Folklorama, which is a big folk festival that we do in the summer, making sure the pipe bands are a part of that. And when we go to those opportunities, it's an opportunity for us to open pipe band up to anybody and show that anybody, this is what a bagpipe is, this is what a drum is, and this is what we do, and maybe you want to consider being a part of it. And hope last year was our first year doing that, and I'm not sure yet what the results of that are, but everything felt positive enough that we're going to do it again this year and hopefully continue that in years forward because it's too good of an opportunity to walk away from in my mind.
Well, for sure, and it's there's absolutely no downside to that either. It's just
Yeah.
getting together, and you might find common ground, common problems, and come up with common solutions if but just by talking. Um, that's interesting. What else do you have? Anything more to add when it comes to your association, Ian?
We are in a really cool spot where we're going to try some new and different things. And I think I've alluded to that through the business plan conversation is we're going to try running our own events over the next 3 years to see if that's possible. Get ourselves involved in the Scottish community to see what avenues we can to grow what we're doing. And hopefully that it's going to turn into a product that where we can see kids are learning, and not only kids, we've really engaged adults who some are at the age of 50 and decided they want to get involved in pipe band. And if they want to do it, great, let's do it. Let's have some fun and make some music. And we've really sort of embraced the idea that pipe band is for everybody. And we've started to socialize that as a bit of a slogan. And people are starting to buy into it. Um, and I think moving forward, it's something that we can really sort of lean into when we want to include anybody who wants to take up the bagpipes or the drums.
Well, that's really good to hear. It sounds like good advice to a lot of people. A lot of associations or sounds like they're facing some of the same challenges that you are. It's call it endemic across the around the world. Even in Scotland, it's got its challenges in Northern Ireland. It's been great talking to you, Ian. Really appreciate the time and all the best to you in the Prairie Pipe Band Association of Manitoba.
Thank you so much.
That's Ian Aastrom. He's the president of the PPBAM, the Prairie Pipe Band Association of Manitoba. And stay tuned to Pipes Drums for more in our ongoing series with leaders of the associations around the world.